Last episode on Sailing Millennial Falcon. Millie participated in a game of boat Tetris, Khiara discovered how not to use a grinder, we made a new friend and got a taste of the Khiara high life, our cutlass bearing finally arrived, and we resort to desperate measures to accelerate the drying of our keel.
And took up all of the teak decks, the rest of them. I took up the screws, and I started getting all of the caulking off. And then the caulking was too hard to get off, and I laid some sheets over it overnight thinking it would be okay, and it bucketed down rain. And water is like all over the decks now, and there are open holes here everywhere.
So at this point it might not be immediately obvious why Khiara is upset, and that's fair enough because not everyone has teak decks and not all teak decks are made the same. This is a quick heads up on how our teak deck is laid and why what Khiara has just done is a problem. So our teak deck is laid up a layer of fiberglass, which is essentially the cabin roof, over a core with another layer of fiberglass over the top, and the teak deck is screwed down onto that layer. Khiara has removed the top layer of teak, or the only layer of teak as it were, and the screws that was holding it down. And consequently, there is now unrestricted access for water to get into the core. And when water gets into the core, the wood inside there turns to mush and eventually just rots away. And when you have a rotted core, something like this might happen.
So I'm going now along with a heat gun and trying to dry the holes out before any more rain comes, and it's grey and overcast today, and it's just like I feel so bad that I may have damaged our integrity or structural integrity of the decks. Seriously feeling guilty and bad. I'm sorry Anna. Drying out the area around here at least.
I mean, it was covered.
It was. It could have been worse. It could have been more water build up in these areas here. I'm not as worried about these areas because the water would drain downwards, but it's starting to rain again. Stop raining. Go away, rain. Stop.
It's fine. It's just a little bit of rain. It'll dry out. Lesson learned for next time.
It's not going to dry out though. It's like rain for ages. This is the stupidest island in the world. I don't want to own a sailboat anymore.
It's okay, all right? I know it's bucketing down. The core is in. We checked it yesterday. It's in good shape, so it'll survive a little bit of water. Okay. We'll check some more areas.
I can't keep going out there with a heat gun and hair dryer
I know.
rain
We just
another
have
hour
to keep.
later.
I know. We have to keep it covered as best as we can.
I know I'm being irrationally emotional. I know.
It's been a long couple of days.
Just go away. Oh my God, it's not raining. Oh. My second outfit ruined today too. At least it's free washing. This is just insane. Why is this called the Caribbean? Why is this this is not sunshine, this is not palm trees and white sand and it's rain, it's always rain. Don't ever I was gonna say don't ever take your teak decks up, but don't ever take more than a day's worth up. I'm so stupid.
Thankfully, a short while later, the rain subsided and the sun came out.
Yes, sun! Woohoo! Pull the plastic off! Quickly, dry out! So I'm going to give you an update of our very eventful morning. We woke up at 8 o'clock and we were all happy, had a cup of coffee, and then Adam tried to start the laptop and it was a black screen of death with making the noises.
This again.
And so he tried to troubleshoot it, still not turning on.
Time of death.
So we now have a completely and utterly dead laptop. Meanwhile, while Adam was trying to troubleshoot it, I was out there taking the corking, the butyl tape off of the holes outside that I'd put down to try and stop the rain coming in, just in case it rained overnight. I wanted to give the holes a little bit more of a chance to dry. I kid you not, 5 minutes after I took the butyl tape off, it pissed down rain. Like really, really bad rain. So once again, I'm out there trying to cover up the holes again. So that's been our morning. So we have rain, we have wet holes again, and we have a broken laptop.
Cutlass bearing is in the house, cut to size, installed and sealed.
Good job!
It only took me 2 weeks.
So one job that we came in here for is finally done.
Check. Sealant's nearly dry.
Ah, look how
Clean as a
snazzy
whistle.
that looks.
No movement.
Oh my god, that's so much better.
Remember how much I could shake it before?
Yeah.
And now, nothing.
Yep, I could
So
actually
good.
hear it upstairs when I used to shake it before.
So I'll let the sealant dry and I'll put the prop back on.
What sealant have you got?
4200 black. Put the grub screws in. I'll do the grub screws in.
It's been a few days from the torrential downpour that caused us a little bit of a delay in plugging up our teak decks. But it has been also a few days of sunshine now, and the teak decks hopefully have dried out enough so that we can fill them. We've also been hitting them every single day with a heat gun. So for about 3 days straight now, we've been letting them dry. We've been heat gunning them, and last night we plugged them up with resin. So they are all good to go. Our decks are officially all plugged up, which is awesome. So right now we're going to start working on the stanchion poles, taking up stanchion poles and taking up any of the deck hardware. We are going to plug the holes up with silicone so that no water can go down them while we are preparing the rest of the deck.
What's my plan today? So I've been filling pot marks in the gel coat with micro balloons, so I need to sand those back and then check that they're nicely fed and then refill as required.
One is definitely going to need to be replaced. Adam is trying to convince me that this is not the rainy season.
It's not.
I'm not convinced in the slightest. Adam is now also grown old because he's been waiting so long for the rain to stop. No, he's just been doing some fiberglassing down below when it wasn't raining on the keel. And did we say this already? The keel might be dry enough to actually fix. Only 3 weeks later. So this morning I have been on the phone to American Airlines, and if you remember previously, there's two parts previous to this story. One of them was that I lost my luggage about 3 or 4 months ago when I arrived in Puerto Rico, and I filled out insurance claims for that, etc, etc. I got money back, completely considered my luggage lost. Then, 2 weeks ago, I got an email from Qantas, who lost my luggage, saying that they found my luggage! We just received an email saying that our package, which we are,
Our luggage? Can't even put it, sentence together. Duh! Our luggage has been found. They found our bag in Sydney.
Our baggage, which got lost
later.
3 months later.
3 months
So, then I've been in communications with them to try and get my luggage to me here in Khiara. It's finally arrived, and I called them up this morning, and they said that the luggage is at the airport. It was a bit of a runaround to even try to find out where the hell the luggage was, but I can now confirm it is in Grenada Airport, and they are going to send it on a local flight across to Khiara. And then from there I'll be able to pick it up at the airport, and 4 months after I lost my luggage, I might finally have it back again. I just spent a bit of money. I went to Hillsborough to drop off a customs form to go get all of the stuff that we've shipped in, to try and get all of that released from customs. At the moment it's being held up because the ferry keeps losing our form to release it from customs, and so we finally sent another form out, and hopefully the ferry won't lose this form, and customs will be able to release our stuff. So there's that I did today, and then I also spent a lot of money, and I didn't really check with Adam, but I bought some top coat for our decks, and I also bought some barrier coat or primer for the decks and below the waterline too. And like acetone too, a lot of acetone. We're gonna need this, we're gonna need a lot of acetone. So I spent like 670 EC on a gallon of the top coat and a gallon of barrier and a lot of acetone. It's a lot of money, but I consider it a bargain, and we kind of need it anyway. Gonna go on the back to the boat now and drop everything off to Adam and tell him the bad news. Thankfully Adam has no idea what our bank balance is, so I was quite happy to spend the money. Adam's reaction when I said that it's 2 hours until my suitcase gets here. Yes, I'll be able to play Age of Empires tonight. His laptop was in the back. It'll also be nice
that you have new bikinis too.
Yeah, more importantly, his laptop, his really old laptop was in the suitcase, and could very well be broken now. But he'd just installed this game prior to putting it in the suitcase. Such a nerd. How the hell did he come out travelling and sailing? I don't know.
Porque no los dos.
I'm glad this thing's going to show up too, because we might actually be able to do something resembling some work, given that the Mac has given up the ghost and we're now pretty much dead in the water from an editing standpoint.
Being a boat owner, on that note of what Adam just said, being a boat owner, all of a sudden all these sayings are so much more funny when you're like, oh, well, we're all in the same boat here, and suddenly you're like, and then you have a little crack over that, and like, we're dead in the water, and it's like,
oh yeah.
It's so cheesy, but it's like all of these sayings that you don't even think about were boating orientated, all of a sudden now when you say them you're like, have a little chuckle under your breath. So I'm on my way to pick up my luggage from the airport, and it's actually not too far away, except that there is a massive mangrove patch in the way, and I have been through here with Lani before, but it wasn't nearly as creepy when I went through with someone else, and I'm the only one here, well, I hope I am the only person here, and I have my wand of spiders, of my wand to repel spiders actually, and it's also actually a mosquito scratcher as well, but there's no other way to the airport other than walking the really long way around. Oh, spiderweb. Oh, I was too busy filming that my wand didn't help. I'm free from the mangroves. I finally found the way out. I don't need this anymore. Now to find the airport. I've come out for some air. Oh, the plane's here. The plane's here. He's still loading all the luggage, and he's really struggled to get this huge bag out of the plane because it's such a tiny plane you can see in the background, and when he did, some tools dropped out. I think the whole bag is just split. They've literally put this bag inside a garbage bag and then sent it to me on a flight and everything's falling out. I'm so embarrassed. long lost bag. Here at last. What went wrong? What went missing? This.
It's like an unboxing episode.
As he was trying to get my bag out from the tiniest hatch in the world, obviously it's the hugest like Santa Claus bag, this thing fell out on the floor.
Oh, my tap and thread kit.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And he's just like picking these things up, just like shoving them back in here, and I was like, oh, I'm so embarrassed to own up to this thing. All right, now
Let's go. Open it up.
unveiling.
Open it up.
Did you even know this went missing?
Oh, yes.
Flags, American flags.
Australian
flag.
flag.
We're here, bikinis galore. Sarongs. Shorts, more shorts. Yay. Oh, some more tools.
What's that? Yes!
My whisker.
Oh my weather gear.
That is wet weather gear.
Yeah.
From like the 70s.
Hey, it's still good, okay?
Guess who's gonna be
made it!
Did
Did the charger make it though? Yeah! Oh, yes! I forgot about all the fishing stuff.
There we go. So adventure finished. I am very, very happy. I don't actually think there's anything in here that I've kind of forgotten, really. I think most things are actually here and arrived.
Yeah, we got lucky.
Yeah, we got very, very lucky. Considering
If I hadn't lost the other one, we would be in such strife.
yeah.